Alrighty, y'all. So OG Anunoby just got traded out of nowhere. Here's I'm trying to relax on my Saturday morning and watch Gilmore Girls, but don't worry about it. So a quick recap of the trade. OG Anunoby is on his way to New York. That's kind of one of the places that's always been rumored to try to go after Anunoby for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and some draft considerations. My immediate reaction to this trade was like, oh my God, did they include a first round pick in this too? And I just saw from Woj that it's the 2024 Detroit Pistons second round pick, which when you think about it is essentially a late first round pick because Detroit most likely will be the worst team in the league this year unless they somehow start winning and the Wizards and Spurs continue to lose games. But anyway, let's talk about this move quick. When we look at OG Anunoby this year, right, the points per game are down, and we can attribute this to a lot of things. Scotty Barnes is getting more touches, right? Dennis Schroeder gets a couple more touches for them, right? Siakam's scoring. They have a lot of dudes that are capable of scoring on this team, but his numbers still are down in terms of scoring. And the idea with getting an OG Anunoby, if you're the Knicks, is that you're getting more of a 3-and-D defender type, but I'm a little bit confused. I think we all, as the average basketball fan, would probably say that OG Anunoby is better than RJ Barrett, but I don't know. This feels like we gave up a lot to make this move happen, especially when I just didn't think Emmanuel Quickley is someone that you'd have to give up to get someone of like OG Anunoby's talent. I feel like if you were going to trade Quickley and Barrett together in one trade, I feel like it would have been a lot more, I guess, worth your time to also throw in a first round pick and go get some stud or something. Maybe it's a Lauri Markkanen or something. I don't know. I don't think maybe that's enough to get a Lauri Markkanen, but it feels like those assets were better used on someone that's like all-star quality. I mean, we look at RJ Barrett's numbers, right? I mean, he's getting you more points. And defensively, I don't know how much of a difference you're getting in that. OG Anunoby is a very, very good defensive player, but was it worth giving up a guy that's potentially a six-man of the year candidate in Emmanuel Quickley? Quickley's 24 years old. RJ Barrett's probably about the same age at this point, right? How old is RJ Barrett? He's 23. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess yeah, okay, that makes sense. 23, 24 for Anunoby, who is 26. You're getting a little bit older player. That's not a huge deal. The money's not a huge deal with Anunoby either, but I guess I don't understand this move if you're the Knicks. Like, I don't think you're getting a lot better. I feel like you just lost depth for someone that's a better defensive player. Maybe he has more offensive potential. I know Barrett was in like quite a three-point shooting slump. He was actually a pretty good three-point shooter to start the season. And I was watching the Christmas Day game. He was going off for them there. I don't know. I feel like there's an argument to be made that just having RJ Barrett and Quickley on the team, who were already ingrained into the Knicks system and kind of what they were doing this year, is more valuable than getting rid of those guys to bring in a guy of OG Anunoby's caliber. If you're the Raptors in this, then if you're a fan of them, what are you saying to yourself? We're not a very good team this year. We picked up an RJ Barrett, a former number 3 overall pick. He's still pretty young. You're pairing him with Scotty Barnes. That's pretty interesting, right? You're building a little young core now. Emmanuel Quickley, does he become, I guess he probably still stays as a six man for you because Schroeder probably continues to start for them. But no, that makes sense for me. You still got a draft pick out of it. I'm sure they wish they would have gotten a first round pick. I mean, people were talking at one point like they wanted like 3 first round picks for him and stuff. And so you ended up getting an RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley. I don't know. You got solid players that are young and you can kind of build something around, assuming Scotty Barnes is kind of your focal point. I don't know if he's ever going to be like a number 1 option, but you got 2 solid options that maybe don't like to work outside the 3-point arc, though, now that I think about it. And that's kind of a concern, I guess, but you have a lot of defensive switchability between those guys, and that's cool, and a lot of athleticism. So I don't know. You got quality basketball players, but I don't know like what a combination of RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes really translates to in terms of success in the NBA. I don't know, y'all. This is just a weird move for everybody. I can't say that I can fully grasp like the reasoning behind this. Like I just have to imagine like Dallas or someone would have been a better fit for an Anunoby. I don't know what they give up for him or something, but maybe you get some more draft capital out of it, and maybe that's more worth it than having RJ Barrett. Or maybe the plan is to flip Barrett and Quickley or something else if you're Toronto. But again, if you're the Knicks, I don't understand. I don't. I understand that you're getting probably a more consistent three-point shooter. We're seeing right here, Anunoby's been a very consistent upper 30 percentile three-point shooter throughout his career. The past 4 seasons, he's getting up around 6 a game. that's awesome, right? And again, I'm not going to sit here and say that Anunoby's not a better defender than Barrett, but is it that much better to where you wanted to lose your sixth man as well on a team that doesn't have like a ton of depth? So what does a potential lineup then look like if you're the New York Knicks? I assume then the Brunson, DiVincenzo, maybe Quentin Grimes, but I assume DiVincenzo still, Anunoby, Randall, and then Hartenstein for the time being. But like, who do you have as like a backup point guard then once Quickly's gone? Like, you've got a lot of like other little guards still, but like, I'm just looking through like, who are we throwing out there? I knew I was gonna get to Archie Diacono at some point, but good lord, like you've really depleted yourself at like the ball handling spot. There's not a ton of ball handling on the team. I know DiVincenzo plays that at points, but I don't know. Like, I'm not putting the ball in Josh Hart's hand for very long. That's just not something I'm interested in. Quentin Grimes, that's not really his game. Like, he doesn't do a ton with it. And Evan Fournier wasn't a part of the deal. Toronto didn't want to take him on. I don't know, y'all. If I'm a Knicks fan, I feel like this was a move that was made because they've just been trying to make a move for so long. I guess it's cool that they got a player like Anunoby for no picks, but no. I mean, that Detroit pick like wasn't bad either. Like I said, when you're a team like the Knicks and you're just trying to fill out a roster with competent players, like, you know, the 31st pick in the draft can be a solid player. You know, you do your scouting, you find someone good there. It could be a rotation player for you next year that's really, really cheap. So I don't know. This is odd to me. This is very odd. If you're a Knicks fan, let me know in the comments what you kind of think of this, because it seems like an overpay to me. And if you're Toronto, I guess you're like, whatever, we weren't really doing much anyway. I guess this is something different and we've been trying to move Anunoby anyway. Maybe you wish you got more draft capital out of it. But y'all, let me know what you think, because I'm a little bit confused right now, to say the least. I don't know. I don't understand the basketball fit in it, but maybe Thibs is like, you know what? I'm going to have so much defense and switchability out there that it's not even going to matter. I mean, we can only hope. We can only hope. My conclusion, I would have just kept Quickly and Barrett and hoped that Barrett's three-point swing kind of came back again. And I would have rather just had Quickly off the bench still, because it's nice to have a guy that can go get you a bunch of buckets like that off the bench whenever Brunson isn't in to run your offense. And if you're Toronto, I guess let's see what RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes become. And Quickly's really fun to watch, so enjoy him. And yeah, you got a cool draft pick out of it too. So that's what I'm thinking. This is kind of, again, a really weird move to think about. All right, I've got a in-time update on this trade, actually. So scratch some of the things I just said. You know, that's what happens. This is the world we live in. But Shams is adding now that Malachi Flynn and Precious Achiuwa have also been added to the trade. Okay, this does change things a little bit. Precious Achiuwa comes in. They've got another big on the team that's not Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson plays solid defense, doesn't do much else for the Knicks, so that's cool, right? That's a nice pickup for them. He's a younger player, right? He's at least a big, right? That's awesome. They're also getting Malachi Flynn, who has ball handling experience in the league. I don't think Malachi Flynn has been playing a ton for them this year, and I want to take a look at that specifically right now. No, not getting a ton of burn for them this year. Looking like about 15 minutes per. The three-point shooting's been kind of, whatever. But maybe with some more talent on the team like this, maybe he serves as something. But okay, this doesn't look quite as bad now as I thought. I again, the idea of giving up Barrett and Quickly still irks me just a little bit. I still don't like it, but at least they're like there's not these gaping holes on the team anymore. There is another ball handler on the team in Flynn, and you got a backup big because you lost Mitchell Robinson. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if there's anything else that Shams is going to add to this trade later, but to recap now, it looks like RJ Barrett and Quickly are on their way to Toronto. Toronto's sending over OG, Precious, and Malachi Flynn. There's also that second round pick from Detroit for this year, going from the Knicks to the Raptors, which is probably going to be like the first pick of the second round, right? So pretty solid pick. Again, that makes it a little bit better. It's not as bad, but I don't know. It's kind of an odd trade to me still. So just wanted to throw that little update in there. Okay, now here's the ending of the video. Yeah, let me know in the comments some stuff. Yeah, basketball. Woo.